Welcome, welcome.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Welcome, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Fine. So let's begin with our session on the journey of self-discovery. Okay. Namaste. Yavadi Paschatya Desha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Krishna Hare. There was some disruption with the internet. Okay. So we'll continue our discussions with the topic which we have chatted in the last session, the bona fide spiritual master. This is a talk given by Prabhupada in the university at Stockholm, Sweden, to a group of students, wherein Prabhupada is enumerating the various qualifications and the qualities of a bona fide spiritual master. Prabhupada is basically describing the morning prayer which we offer every day. Samsara Davana Lidhaloka. Very nice way, very beautiful way. So we have understood some things in this topic in the last session. All these discussions are happening by the inspiration of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of the worldwide Hare Krishna movement. In the previous session, we discussed Prabhupada was telling how we are all right now in this material world, and we have to transfer ourselves to the spiritual world. It's called Vaikuntha Loka. That is the purpose of human life. And how do we transfer ourselves? When we have the proper information from the bona fide guru, bona fide spiritual master. This simply anybody, everybody cannot say this. Only when we have proper direction given by the authorized spiritual master, we can transfer ourselves. This material world is a place which is having repetition of birth and death, wherein all of us are going through a cycle of birth and death and miseries. Whereas spiritual world is a place where there is no birth, eternal life. Material world is temporary, full of miseries. Spiritual world is eternal, full of happiness. All of us are seeking for eternal, blissful life, but material world is contrary to that. So basically, when this world, which is wherein we are going through a lot of miserable situations. Samsara basically means we are born, we grow old, we go through various diseases, we suffer various diseases, and finally one day we have to die. It's like this, all of us are going through very miserable situations. So the whole purpose of the material of the Vedic scriptures is to take us out of this samsara. When you get one body, it means that you have to go through the sufferings in that specific body. So the scriptures describe this material world is like a forest fire. Nobody goes to forest to put fire there. Through some friction, it happens. And once there is forest fire, the situation is very painful, very panicking. Every living entity in that forest goes through a very terrifying situation, because everywhere there is fire, everywhere there is cause of fear of death, because of which the material world is also like that. Anytime anything can happen. Anytime there can be a huge rainfall, ativrishti, and there can be landslides, or there can be a plane crash, a train accident, or like this. Anything can happen anytime. It's like a forest fire. Even the situation of war is also like forest fire. Anytime anything can happen, right? The two countries fighting, or fighting uh, between states, or whatever it is. Even fighting within family, like a forest fire. Forest fire means always great anxiety, great discomfort for everybody. So we'll take it forward from here. So Prabhupada says, when there is forest fire, the only remedy will be the rain from the clouds, right? So Prabhupada says, spiritual master is the mercy cloud from Krishna. This forest fire of material existence goes on perpetually, and the authorized person who can deliver you from this fire is called Guru, the spiritual master. You see, and the only person who can deliver you from this forest fire is Guru. No other person. How it is so, Prabhupada explains. How does it deliver you? What is his means? Prabhupada will see example. When there is fire in the forest, you cannot send a fire brigade or go there yourself with buckets of water to extinguish it. That is not possible. Right? It is highly impossible, humanly impossible to extinguish the forest fire. Then how it will be extinguished? You need water to extinguish fire. But where will the water come from? The question. Right? Your buckets of water or fire brigade cannot extinguish fire. It must come from external intervention. That is divine intervention. That is from the sky. Only when there are torrents of rain from the sky will the blazing forest fire be extinguished. Right? This huge rainfall, and automatically such a water is showered like anything on the forest fire, and everything will be extinguished immediately. These rays from the sky do not depend on your scientific propaganda or manipulation. Right? Whatever you do, now that rains is depending on our way of some scientific discovery or some experiments, it's all by the will of Krishna. They depend on the mercy of Supreme Lord. The spiritual master is compared to a cloud. Cloud from where? Just as there are torrents of rain from a cloud, spiritual master brings mercy from the Supreme Personality of God. Very nice example. So, spiritual master is showering rain of mercy. In the forest fire-like situation, all of us are right now situated. So, he brings the mercy from the ocean of mercy, Lord Krishna. And he's showering torrents of rain on us. A cloud takes water from the sea. It doesn't have its own water, but takes water from the sea. Right? It's like this is a common understanding all of us have. Similarly, the spiritual master brings mercy from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Very wonderful understanding, which is all given in the scriptures. Spiritual master is carrying the mercy from Supreme Lord. Just see the comparison. He has no mercy of his own, but he carries the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the qualification of the spiritual master. The spiritual master is carrying the mercy from the Supreme Lord. He is compared to a mercy cloud. It has taken, like clouds are formed from the evaporation of the seawater, like that. He is that mercy cloud from the Lord's ocean of mercy. So what is the business of spiritual master? Spiritual master will never say, I am God, I can give you mercy. No, he'll never say that. That is not a spiritual master, that is a bogus pretender. Anybody who says that is a bogus person. The spiritual master will say, I am a servant of God, I have brought his mercy, please take it and be satisfied. So this is what bona fide spiritual master will say. He'll never say, oh, I can deliver you. No, he'll say, I have brought the mercy from Krishna, Supreme Lord, and I'm going to deliver that mercy to you. You will be delivered from that. You will be liberated from that. So very nice example Prabhupada gives. It is a spiritual master's business. He's just like a mailman. What does a mailman do? Postman do? When a mailman delivers you some large amounts of money, it is not his own money. The money is sent by someone else, but he honestly delivers it. Sir, here is your money. It's like we had earlier system of money orders. Right? Money from one place to other place used to be sent. Nowadays, it's all digital way of transfer of money. But at least, few decades ago, we had the system of money orders. So you become very much satisfied with him. Although it is not his money, he is giving you. Right? Because he is delivering that money for us. When you are in need and you get money from your father or someone else brought by the mailman, you feel very much satisfaction. Simple example. Similarly, we are all suffering in this blazing fire of material existence. But the spiritual master brings the message from the Supreme Lord and delivers it to you. And if you kindly accept it, then you will be satisfied. The point. So we are all suffering in this material world, going through a lot of painful situations. So Krishna is sending his representative. He's like a mercy cloud who gives us the directions, who gives us instructions how to get relief from this suffering conditions. Right? He brings the message from Supreme Lord and he delivers it to us. So the spiritual master is acting as a postman or a mailman. So this is the business of spiritual master. Spiritual master is not giving or concocting or manufacturing something of his own. He is just acting as a postmaster or a mailman, delivering the message as it is from the Supreme Lord Krishna. This is called Parampara system. Everyone has a blazing fire within his heart. Actually, why spiritual master's message is so important, so crucial, who's taking the message, who's delivering the message from Krishna himself, is being explained by Prabhupada very nicely. Because all of us, within our heart, there is blazing fire. What is that blazing fire? We need to understand. This is a statement which this is a song, first stanza of the song which we sing every day in the morning, early morning, at 4:30 a.m., Mangalarati. Samsara dava nalalidha loka. Tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya vande guru shri charanaravindam. Spiritual master is offered obeisances in this way. What? Why? How? Sir, you have brought mercy from the Supreme Lord. Therefore, we are very much obliged to you. You have come to deliver us, so we offer our respectful obeisances. So Prabhupada has been explaining this particular stanza so far, actually. Samsara dava nala. This material world is compared to a forest fire. So material world, samsara means material world, where we're going through a lot of miserable situations every day, every moment. So this material world is compared to a forest fire, and it is afflicted with so much of painful conditions here. Idhaloka. So, spiritual master, he has come to deliver us. Pranaya Karunya, out of his causeless mercy, he is drawing mercy from the ocean of mercy. Praptasya Kalyana Gunarnavasya. He has got the mercy from the ocean of mercy, auspiciousness, from that ocean of auspiciousness. And as a mercy cloud, He's pouring rain on us. Such a spiritual master, we offer our obeisances. That is the meaning of this verse. The first qualification of the spiritual master or guru is that he brings you the message to stop the blazing fire in your heart. That is the test. This is the test. It is the first qualification. That he is trying to bring the message from Lord Krishna to stop the blazing fire of forest. Blazing fire of forest also means constant anxieties. Sada samudvigna means always in anxiety. What will happen next? What will happen next? What will be my future? Oh, I'm going to die one day. How to avoid death? I'm diseased now. How to come out of this disease problem? I'm in debt. How to come out of the debt? Like this, one or the other problems constantly bothering us. It's called blazing fire in your heart. So, Guru, first qualification is that he gives a relief for this constant botheration. Right? So, this is the first, symptom of a Guru. Everyone has a blazing fire within his heart, a blazing fire of anxiety. That is the nature of material existence. Like material world means you're always in anxiety. That is the difference between material world and spiritual world. Material world means constant anxiety. All of us are going, experiencing constant anxiety. Spiritual world means no anxiety. That's why it's called Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means Vigata Kunta, no anxiety, free from anxiety. The material world means full of anxiety. Always, everyone has anxiety. No one is free from it. I explain to you how. Every moment to moment, person who has no means to have his life going on is worried, where do I get my next meal? A person who is very rich is worried, how will I protect my wealth? Right? How will I protect my property? How will I see that my employees are working for me, they're all happy? This constantly, everybody is filled with so many anxieties. No one is free from it. Very nice example Prabhupada gives. Even a small bird has anxiety. If you give a small bird some grains to eat, he will eat them, but he won't eat very peacefully. Right? Prabhupada is demonstrating how every living entity in this material world is anxious. Anxious for what? Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Here, example of a bird in anxiety is being shown, even though it has anxiety for eating, but even while eating, it is anxious for its life, fear. Right? It cannot eat the food peacefully. Small bird will look this way and that way. Is somebody coming to kill me? It is material existence. One grain it takes and sees 10 times here, there, because it's anxious. Somebody is going to come and attack me, or is out of fear, trying to protect its own life. That's how material world is. Prabhupada says, because this lecture is being delivered in the Western countries, Mr. Nixon, who is the president of US that time, he's quoting his name. Even a president like Mr. Nixon is full of anxieties. What to speak of others? Right? The most powerful nation, most wealthiest nation of this world, the president of that nation, even he's full of anxieties. This is the nature of the material world. Even Gandhi in our country, he was full of anxiety. So Prabhupada is quoting some big names. All politicians are full of anxiety. They may hold a very exalted post, but still the material disease, anxiety is there. So whoever in this material world is full of anxiety, from ant to elephant to Brahma, is also an anxiety. So the next question will be, if that is the condition, the situation, how to become anxiety less? So if you want to be anxiety less, then you must take the shelter of the Guru, the spiritual master. This is the solution. It is what this symptom of a guru is what? He'll relieve you from material miseries, the blazing fire of material existence. That is anxiety, full of anxieties. And the test of the guru is that by following his instructions, you will be free from anxiety. Okay. This is if you can simply adopt the principles of the guru, and by that your anxiety is clear, and that is the indication that he is a bona fide guru. This is a test. And by following the instructions of the guru, you are not able to get relief from anxiety, then he is not a bona fide guru. Very simple test. So don't try to find a cheap guru or a fashionable guru. Like nowadays, there are so many so-called gurus who are trying to give so many instructions and pose themselves as a big caretaker for all of us. But that is such a guru, there is no need to take care or take shelter of. Just as you sometimes keep a dog as a fashion, if you want to keep a guru as a fashion, I have a guru, that will not help. Right? Guru is not like a fashionable thing. That will not. Or just like we keep some pets in our house. So I have also a guru. No, guru is not for simply a fashion. There is a necessity for the bona fide guru in our life because we are constantly in anxiety. So you must accept a guru who can extinguish the blazing fire of anxiety within your heart. That is the first test of the guru. Very important point. A bona fide guru is he who can relieve you from the blazing fire of anxiety. Very important. Anxious for our own life, anxious for every aspect in our existence around us. Right? All the living entities, even including humans, all are anxious for so many aspects. Safety, security, name, power, all these things. So now next, Prabhupada is going to describe the next symptom. In Kali Yuga, meditation process is very difficult. Prabhupada explains. The second test is Mahaprabho Kirtana Nitya Gita Varitra Madhyan Manasorasina. So the first symptom we understood is what? Just by hearing the instructions of a bona fide guru, by following them strictly, you are relieved from the blazing fire of anxiety burning within our hearts. Right? What will happen to my future? Or what will happen when I become old? Who will take care of me? All that chinta, all that anxiety is gone. No worries. Krishna will take care. Krishna is already taking care. He will further take care of us very nicely. This is the type of relief you get. Krishna has assured everybody in the Bhagavad Gita. One who is devoted to him, Ananyas Chintayantoma, Yejana Paryupasati. Right? One is devoted to him constantly. Need not worry, because Krishna takes care of his yoga kshema, personally takes care of his devotees, Krishna assures. There is a message which a bona fide guru delivers to the conditioned souls. One who is fortunate will take this message, understand that, and try to follow the instructions seriously. Right? Once you have followed and you are relieved from anxiety, you can see, oh, it is working. And this is the test of a bona fide guru that way. Okay, so let's continue. Second symptom Prabhupada is going to explain here now. Mahaprabho Kirtana Nritya Gita Varitra Madhyan Manasorasena. The second symptom of the Guru is that he is always engaged in chanting, glorifying Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabho Kirtana Nritya Gita. That is his business. Second symptom. Mahaprabho Kirtana Nritya Gita. Spiritual master is chanting the holy name of the Lord and dancing. You see, spiritual master is chanting the holy name, Kirtana, and Nritya. Nritya is dancing and is singing, dancing, and also chanting. Because that is the remedy for all calamities in this material world. In Kali Yuga, the only remedy given is Kalavata Hari Kirtana. Hari Kirtana is the only remedy. So the spiritual master is constantly chanting, dancing, and he's singing, because he knows that is the only remedy for his present this material world. At the present moment, no one can meditate. So-called meditation, what you see outside world, people are trying to do, is not a very genuine way of meditation. Meditation basically is explained in the scriptures as your focus attention on Krishna, right? So the way of coming to the process of dhyana, meditation, is explained in the Bhagavad Gita also, wherein one has to, first of all, yama, niyama, you have to follow some rules, regulations, do's and don'ts are there, right? Asana, you have to sit in a specific posture. Asana, pranayama, you have to have breathing control has to happen, right? A specific way you have to breathe. First of all, there is mind and sense control required. Right? Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, dharana. Then you have to focus on the super soul within the heart. Then dhyana, meditation comes. Meditation is one of the steps only. Further meditation is going to further and further intensify into what is known as trance, samadhi. So it is not some mechanical process or some artificial process that you just sit anywhere and just close your eyes and you're meditating. No. The so-called meditation in the modern day context is all simply a farce. So Prabhupada says this in the next, in this slide, that the so-called meditation of popular in the West is humbug. Humbug means have no stuff. It's simply a show bottle. It is very difficult to meditate in this disturbing age of Kali. Kali Yuga, meditation is not the process. Kali means the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. Kalaha and Kapata Yuga. This is the age of Kali. So now Prabhupada explains what are the different recommendations for different ages. There are 4 ages: Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. So what are the various recommendations in these 4 ages? Therefore, Shastra, scriptures say, Kriteya Dhyayato Vishnu. The Satya Yuga, age of truth, when people used to live for 100,000 years, Valmiki Muni attained perfection by meditating for 60,000 years. Satya Yuga is an age where people were living for 1 lakh years or 100,000 years. And one classic example is of Valmiki Muni, who meditated for 60,000 years to attain perfection. But now we have no guarantee that we are going to live for 60 years or even 60 hours. So meditation is not possible in this stage. So the so-called meditation which is being propagated or advertised in this modern day is only a humbug or a farce, the show-off, not possible. In the next age, Treta Yuga, people perform rituals and as they are described in the Vedic Shastras. Right? Tretayam yato makhaihi. Makhai means performing big sacrifices. They used to perform big sacrifices in Treta Yuga. Satya Yuga, first Yuga, meditation was a process. That is not possible in the present age. Again, second Yuga, big sacrifices. A lot of rituals were being performed. And performing any ritual or sacrifice requires huge amounts of money. So again, not practical for these people of Kali Yuga. In the present age, people are very poor, so they cannot perform these sacrifices. Right? Present age, what is happening? Prabhupada is comparing. Satya Yoga meditation was there. Nowadays, people are always in great anxiety and it's age of quarrel, hypocrisy. Not possible to do meditation. Second process of performing rituals also not possible because rituals, sacrifices requires a lot of wealth. Money is required. And present day people are very poor. So how can they perform sacrifices? Then third Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Dwapare Paricharyaya. Dwapara Yuga, the age just prior to the present, it was possible to worship the deity opulently in the temple. But nowadays, in the Kali Yuga, it is also an impossible task. You see, in the Dwapara Yuga, they used to have big, big temples, temple worship used to happen. Nowadays, it is not possible. Right? It's not easy. Therefore, the general recommendation is Kalautat Hari Kirtanat. This age of Kali, one can attain all perfection simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. This is the method recommended in the Kali Yuga. What is that? Simply chanting the holy name of the Lord is the process, the method. You do this, you'll attain perfection. The Krishna consciousness movement is meant to spread such chanting. No other way. Right? Krishna consciousness movement which Prabhupada has started is only meant to spread this chanting. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inaugurated this movement of chanting and dancing. Prabhupada has given the background, how spiritual master is, following the recommendation of this age, and who gave this recommendation, who demonstrated this? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is Krishna's own form, Krishna himself, who came to propagate this Sankirtana movement. So this Sankirtana has been going on for the last 500 years, since the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in India, it is very popular, but in the Western countries, we just introduced it 5 or 6 years ago. Right? So Prabhupada is speaking in a Western country, 1973. He's telling, yes, in India already people are doing this Sankirtana, quite familiar, people are quite familiar. But in Western countries, it has just got introduced. Now people are taking to it and they are feeling happy. This is the only process for this age. It's just that people are taking seriously now. So, and they are feeling happy. And then this only shows that this is the only process for this age of Kali. No other process will help you. That way, Guru's symptom is that, qualification is that he's always engaged in chanting and dancing. Therefore, the Guru is always engaged in chanting. Mahaprabho Kirtana Nritya Gita. Chanting and dancing. Right? This is second symptom of a Guru. Unless he performs it himself, how can he teach his disciples? Whenever there was an opportunity, Prabhupada used to chant and dance. And all the disciples have learned this from Prabhupada. Right? So his first symptom is that he will give you instructions that immediately will feel relief from all anxiety. First symptom. Then second symptom is that he is always personally engaged in chanting the holy name of the Lord and dancing. Very nice. Mahaprabho Kirtana Nritya Gita Varitra Madhyan Manaso Rasena. The spiritual master enjoys transcendental bliss within his mind by chanting and dancing. Right? The spiritual master is enjoying transcendental bliss. Means he's within his heart, within his consciousness, he's experiencing ecstasy. That's the point. Not that simply out of as a formality is doing it. No. Prabhupada is trying to explain this process of chanting, dancing, singing is not something artificial. He himself is experiencing ecstasy in doing it, and he wants to spread this understanding message that you also chant, you also feel this ecstasy. Right? So he's enjoying transcendental bliss. Varitra madhyan manaso rasena. Unless you become blissful, you cannot dance. This is our experience. When you're very happy, joyful, what happens? You jump, you dance. You cannot dance artificially. When devotees dance, it is not artificial. Very important. And so devotees, when they're doing kirtana, chanting, so when they dance, it's a natural thing. It's not something artificial. They're not forced to make you dance. No, it is natural. They feel some transcendental bliss and therefore they dance. Right? So Prabhupada compares. It is not that they are dancing dogs. Like in a circus, you have some animals. They are made to dance in a specific way by giving some sort of allurements for them, some type of food, or they are forced to dance that way. No, there's nothing forced here. It's natural. Their dancing is performed from the spiritual platform. Right? The dancing is from the spiritual platform, means it is happening from within. They feel, I have to dance. Prabhupada said, this chanting Hare Krishna and performing Kirtana is appearing to everyone. Even a child he starts hearing Kirtana, he'll get up and start dancing. Because it's touching the soul. That's the point. Whereas with regard to any other thing, because it is not touching the soul, it's just superficial, artificial. Right? So this is the point which Prabhupada is trying to tell us here. When we start chanting, singing about the glories of the Lord, then the next symptom will be nritya, dancing, which is actually not. It is one of the symptoms of ecstasy of a devotee. Prabhupada says, Romanchakam Vashrutaranga Bhajaha. There are sometimes transformations of the body with spiritual symptoms. Sometimes crying, sometimes a hair standing on end. These are all not to be imitated. Romancha means hair standing on end. Kampa Ashru means this continuous Ashrutaranga Bhaja, means there's constant symptoms of torrents of tears, means torrential tears coming out from the eyes. There is tears coming out from the eyes, there is hair standing on end. These symptoms are manifest in the pure devotee, bona fide spiritual master, when he simply engages in chanting, singing, and dancing. Right? Which means he's such an elevated devotee. As soon as he simply sings, hears, or dances, he develops these ecstatic symptoms. There are so many symptoms. These are natural. Natural symptoms of the soul. These symptoms are not to be imitated, but when one is spiritually advanced, they are visible. So Bhagavatam says that when you chant purely, offenselessly, basically, then these symptoms are manifest. So unless these symptoms are manifest, you are still in the process of learning the chanting, or the process of purification. In fact, Bhagavatam says, when you chant the holy names of Krishna, when you sing the holy names of Krishna, hairs don't stand on end, or there is no ecstatic symptoms like tears coming out from your eyes, and still your heart is not purified. The comparison is given of a steel-framed heart. Your heart is still hard. It's not, still purified. That's the way. So whereas pure devotee, as soon as he sings, chants, and dances, the symptoms of ecstasy are manifested. So which means the symptoms are not ordinary imitative symptoms or some expressions of some sentiments. No, they are natural, genuine symptoms from the soul towards Lord Krishna as devotion. Right? So we'll continue further. Prabhupada is going to further give more symptoms. So in today's session, we have understood the first symptom, the first qualification of a bona fide guru is that his instructions will give relief in the heart of a person whose heart is burning with anxiety. Blazing fire of anxiety is constantly bothering. All of us are going through different anxious situations. So perplexing situations. So when we take instructions from a bona fide guru, if that instruction is going to relieve us our anxiety by following the instruction, then that is the test of a bona fide guru. Second symptom is that he is constantly engaged in chanting, singing, and dancing of the holy names of Lord Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And by doing this, he is experiencing transcendental ecstatic symptoms. That is the second qualification. So we'll hear more qualifications as Prabhupada explains in the next session. So this is anybody has any questions and any recommendations, you can type in the comment box so that we can come back to you with the right answer. Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna.